Okay, I want to talk about one of my favorite topics. I've been writing and thinking about this for a couple decades, and that is how the consumer culture has invaded marriage and intimate relationships. And what I mean by the consumer culture, that it's about me, it's about my needs, about my preferences only. And so marriage then becomes like a consumer lifestyle that I enter into to make me happy. Well, at the beginning, a lot of times both people are happy. They're, greatly in love and so on. But inevitably, things change. People develop different paths in life. They have kids. They get, lots of things going on. And so this idea that what I need and what I want, those get confused. In fact, what advertising is all about is taking wants and put them into needs. I need that new video game. I need that new kind of car, maybe because all my friends have it. So a lot of the consumer culture is about comparisons. So what happens is at some point, I do changing, you do changing. I begin to look at other people's relationships and some things that I would like more emotional intimacy, more conversations about feelings. Maybe I'd like more kind of sexual experimentation. Maybe I would like, because I've gotten into exercise and sports, I'd like you to join me in those, even though that wasn't something that we did before and there wasn't much, that's not your thing. Maybe I've gotten into a new religious activity or left one or whatever, okay? We change, and we then, as we think about our relationship partner, our spouse, the things we would like, things we maybe want. What happens in a consumer culture is those become needs. I need somebody who can be emotionally accessible to me, who can support me in the way in which I feel I need, okay? Somebody who gets into being a cheerleader for my work, somebody who joins the bicycle club with me. Just, you see how it can go on and on and on. Nothing wrong with wishing and asking your spouse, do you want to, I'm into biking, you want to join me? But what happens in a consumer culture, where we get into a consumer marriage, is when I don't get those wishes, those wants, I translate them into needs, and I feel bad, I feel compromised, I feel that, as one woman in a couple therapy session, this isn't the deal that I thought I was signing up for. So it's pervasive in our society to approach almost everything from a individual consumer standpoint of entitlement. So what can happen? How does this play out? You can have a perfectly good marriage, and somebody shifts in what they expect or would like. They raise their standards, and the other person doesn't magically go along with them. Maybe doesn't even know what they're talking about. Maybe I don't ask for it directly. I just start to, hey, why won't you talk to me more? Or do we have to do sex in the same old way? So I come across complaining, which is what we do. There's a complaint board, right? You consumer, you call and you complain. So I start to complain to my spouse about what's wrong with them, that they're not meeting my need, and they distance from me. And I think you can take a perfectly good marriage and blow it up within a couple of years by focusing on what you're not getting from somebody who you feel entitled for them to give it to you. And then that brings out the worst in them. They withdraw from you. The power struggles get in, and maybe they return and claim. Maybe what they wanted was a spouse who didn't complain at all. Okay, so then they turn it on you, and then later on, by the time you end up divorced, you are truly miserable. I'm not saying this is sort of superficial, no. You can get yourself truly miserable if you convince yourself that your wants are your core human needs. You're not getting those met. You become miserable, you become a complainer or a withdrawer, and then you end up feeling you have to leave. And it may have been preventable, So what I'm saying is, we live in a consumer culture, and let's be careful how much it invades the intimate sphere of our lives.